You only get one first paycheck in your life. And what you do with that very first deposit often decides whether you'll feel financially stable in your late 20s, or constantly stressed, even while earning more money. Most people don't realize this at the time. They think real financial problems come later, when they have a mortgage, kids, or big responsibilities. But in reality, the habits formed in the first few months of earning set the direction for the next decade. Imagine the relief of never panicking about rent again. Not because you suddenly became rich, but because you built simple systems early that kept working in the background. That's what this video is about, avoiding the 5 traps that quietly keep beginners stuck, even when they're doing everything else right. The first mistake many people make is spending their entire first paycheck just because they finally can. When Alex received his first salary, he felt proud and relieved. For years he had been studying, budgeting, and waiting for this moment. So he did what most beginners do, he celebrated. New clothes, better headphones, dinners out. It felt earned. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with enjoying your money. The problem showed up a few weeks later. His balance dropped back close to zero, and suddenly the excitement was replaced with the same anxiety he had before, counting days until the next paycheck. That's the real issue. When your default pattern becomes, earn, spend, repeat, you might feel rich for a few days every month, but never stable long term. Here's how to fix this in a simple, beginner-friendly way. Step 1. Choose a percentage of your paycheck that automatically belongs to your future self. Even 10% is enough to start. Step 2. Move that money out of your checking account the same day you get paid. Step 3. Give yourself full permission to enjoy the rest without guilt, because you already saved first. A common beginner trap here is saying, "I'll start saving once I earn more." But your lifestyle grows faster than your income, and later rarely comes. Quick recap so far: your first paycheck should start a habit of paying yourself first, not just rewarding yourself in the moment. The second mistake is ignoring your employer's 401k match because retirement feels too far away to care about. Alex once had a coworker who skipped enrolling in the company retirement plan for his first 2 years. He said he wanted to keep more cash in his pocket now and would start investing later. It sounded reasonable at the time. But when he finally looked at what he missed, the numbers were painful. Missing your employer match is like leaving about $1,500 free each year on the table. That's not an investment return. That's literally part of your compensation that you chose not to take. Over time, that free money compounds and turns into tens of thousands of dollars you never get back. Here's the fix in 3 steps. First, check if your employer offers a match and how much they'll contribute. Second, contribute at least enough to get the full match, even if you don't increase it beyond that yet. Third, inside your 401k, choose a simple, diversified index fund instead of trying to pick individual stocks. The beginner trap here is overthinking and delaying action because you're worried about choosing the wrong investment. Getting started matters more than being perfect. If you do only one thing from this section, do this: log into your HR portal this week and confirm whether you're receiving your full employer match. The third mistake is not building an emergency fund because nothing bad has happened yet. Alex didn't think he needed one either, until his car needed unexpected repairs. It wasn't a huge amount, but he didn't have the cash saved, so he used a credit card. That single expense followed him for months in the form of minimum payments and interest, long after the repair was forgotten. Life doesn't send warnings before expenses appear. Medical bills, job changes, family emergencies, they show up unannounced. And without savings, you're forced to borrow your way through them. Here's the simple fix. Step 1. Aim for a starter emergency fund of at least $1,000. Step 2. Keep it in a high-yield savings account so it earns more than a regular bank account. Step 3. Automate small weekly transfers so you don't have to rely on discipline. Even $25 per week in an index fund grows to about $10,000 in 10 years. The same principle applies to savings: small, consistent amounts matter more than occasional big deposits. The trap to avoid is treating your emergency fund like a second checking account. Vacations, gadgets, and sales are not emergencies. If you blur that line, the safety net disappears right when you actually need it. Here's the simple version: an emergency fund turns financial disasters into manageable inconveniences. Mistake number 4 is the one even smart people fall for. We'll get there in a minute. Before that, there's a closely related mistake that quietly costs beginners years of tax advantages: ignoring accounts like a Roth IRA or an HSA because they sound complicated. Alex had heard about Roth IRAs many times but assumed they were only for people who already understood investing deeply. So he delayed opening one. Those early years, which are the most powerful for compound growth, were lost. A Roth IRA allows your investments to grow tax-free, and in retirement you can withdraw that money without paying income tax. If you qualify for an HSA, it's even more powerful. It offers triple tax advantages: contributions are tax-deductible, growth is tax-free, and withdrawals for medical expenses are also tax-free. Here's how to fix this. Step 1. Open a Roth IRA with a reputable brokerage. Step 2. Set up automatic monthly contributions, even if it's just $50. Step 3. Invest that money into a broad index fund so you're diversified from day one. The trap here is opening the account but leaving the money sitting in cash because you're unsure what to invest in. An investment account without investments won't grow. Quick recap: tax-advantaged accounts are one of the few legal ways to keep more of your money working for you instead of losing part of it to taxes. Now let's talk about the fourth major mistake: chasing hype investments and trying to get rich quickly. At one point, Alex started seeing the same stock mentioned everywhere online. Social media posts, group chats, headlines, everyone seemed to be making money except him. That fear of missing out pushed him to invest without doing real research. At first, the stock went up, which made him feel smart. Then it dropped sharply. He panicked and sold, locking in a loss that took months to recover from emotionally. This is one of the most common beginner cycles: buy high because of excitement, sell low because of fear. The reason this matters is that it turns investing, which should be a calm, long-term wealth-building tool, into something that feels like gambling. And once investing feels like gambling, people either lose money or quit entirely. Here's the fix. First, focus on long-term diversified investments like index funds instead of chasing individual hype stocks. Second, avoid making decisions based on social media trends or viral posts. Third, remind yourself that boring, steady investing often wins because it's consistent. The trap to avoid is checking your portfolio multiple times a day and reacting emotionally to every small drop. Markets move up and down. Panic selling locks in losses that could have recovered with time. Picture your future self thanking you for starting today and staying consistent, even when it felt slow or unexciting. The fifth mistake is relying on willpower every month instead of automating your finances. Alex used to tell himself he would save whatever was left at the end of each month. But every month had unexpected expenses, small treats, or things he deserved. And somehow, there was rarely anything left to save. Automation fixes this by removing daily decision-making from your finances. Step 1. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to savings right after payday. Step 2. Automate your retirement and investment contributions. Step 3. Review your system once every few months instead of trying to manually manage money every week. The trap here is thinking automation means losing control. In reality, it gives you more control because your important goals are handled before you have a chance to spend impulsively. Here's the key takeaway: systems beat motivation. Motivation fades. Systems keep working quietly in the background. Let's pause and visualize something important. Imagine a split screen. On the left, Alex spends every paycheck for 5 years, upgrading his lifestyle each time his income increases. On the right, Alex saves and invests small amounts consistently, even when it feels slow. After 5 years, one version of him has almost nothing saved and still feels one emergency away from stress. The other has built around $10,000 in savings and growing investments. Same salary. Same starting point. Completely different outcome. If you're learning, hit the like button to help this video reach more beginners who might be making these mistakes right now. Another concept beginners often overlook is diversification. Putting all your money into one company, one sector, or one trend increases your risk dramatically. Broad index funds spread your money across hundreds or thousands of companies, which reduces the damage if one of them performs poorly. Quick recap of the 5 mistakes: spending everything, skipping your employer match, ignoring emergency savings, chasing hype investments, and failing to automate your finances. Comment below which of these mistakes you've made before. Almost everyone has made at least one, and talking about them helps normalize learning instead of feeling embarrassed about it. As you start fixing these habits, don't wait for big milestones to feel proud. Your first $100 saved, your first automated transfer, your first month without touching your emergency fund, these are real financial wins. Picture your future self opening your banking app a few years from now and seeing not just a paycheck, but a growing cushion of savings and investments. That's what financial stability actually looks like. Not flashy, but deeply calming. Imagine the relief of never panicking about rent again, knowing that even if something goes wrong, you have a buffer. That peace of mind is one of the most underrated benefits of managing money well. If this helped, hit subscribe for more beginner-friendly finance guides that make money feel less stressful and more predictable. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please consult a certified financial planner for personalized guidance.